EA Sports. It's in the game.
What's up, everybody? Dave Schultz, aka No Chin Deluxe, here for the EA Sports Game Changers. A question we get every single year with every version of the game is, how do I set up a multiplayer game offline so that I can play with either other people or against a computer opponent? For some reason, newer players just have trouble figuring this out. I think a lot of times they go to the Play Now option, and that's kind of a simplified version of the settings. And so I wanted to kind of show this tutorial video so that people can easily find this and see a step-by-step guide on how to set everything up. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. The first thing you do before you set any of this stuff up is you have to synchronize your remotes to your Wii console if you haven't done that already. This allows you to just hit the power button on each remote to turn it on, so that way it's available for multiplayer play offline. A lot of people, especially newer Wii owners, don't realize that you're supposed to synchronize your remotes to your Wii because they play a lot of Wii Sports, and in Wii Sports you can just you can press the 1 and 2 button and hold those, and the game will automatically wake up the remote for you. But that's not how most Wii games work. You're supposed to have your remotes synchronized so that you can just hit the power button on each remote separately every time you want to turn it on. And so that's what you need to do first. If you've never done this, I'm going to post a link in the description of this video, and that'll take you to the Nintendo website, where they have a really nice tutorial that shows you exactly how to do this with pictures and everything. And what this will do is it'll allow your remotes to be recognized by your Wii console, and then that way you can just hit the power button if you want to play with a certain remote. So go ahead and do that if you haven't done already, and then after you've done that, I will show you how to set up the game. So the first thing I recommend to at least newer players is to set up a game using the Game Modes menu, which is this menu over here. You can use Play Now, and that's kind of a way to save your settings if you just play the same kind of match over and over again, but I really recommend using Game Modes, and that's how I set up games every time I play them. So we're going to go through that method. So hit Game Modes from the main menu, and once you bring that up, you'll see a bunch of different options. You can go to the practice range or play mini golf and all that. I'm just going to show you how to set up a standard stroke match today. So I'm going to hit traditional modes, which are going to be traditional golf modes, not the arcade style ones. And you can see there's all different versions of game modes you can play here. We're just going to go ahead and do stroke play. Oh, I should also mention, here are the team versus, the team play modes. You can play best ball, 4-ball, and also foursome. But I'll show you how to just set up a stroke match today. So you'll want to select stroke play. And then here you'll want to select how many players are going to be playing. Now, again, if you're going to play with more than one player, then you're going to need to have the other remotes already turned on and powered up so that the game will recognize them. If you don't, then it's not going to see the remote. You can actually play 4 players with one remote if you want to, by just having one remote turned on, and I'll show you how to assign them to each to the first remote. But if you're going to play with more remotes, then you have to have them turned on by having them synced already. So go do that if you haven't. So I'm going to play a game against a computer opponent today. So I'm going to select 2 players. And now from this screen you can see I can select any of the stock players in the game, or I can select my profile character, which is called No Chin. And you can see at the bottom of the screen you can hit the 2 button to load a profile if it's not already in the list. Now if you have multiple profiles on your console, they will all appear to the left of Tiger in the list, the way they are now. And once you select a profile, the next player cannot use that profile and has to choose a different character. So if I was playing with multiple people and I chose No Chin, then he would be locked for the next person when they selected their character. So that's just something to know in case that happens. That's the way it's supposed to be. You can't use the same profile more than once in a multiplayer match. So I'm going to go ahead and select No Chin for my character. And I'm just not going to use focus. Now you can see here, this part is where I have to actually assign which remote I'm going to be playing with. In the top highlighted area of this menu, you can see there's a little picture of a Wii remote, or at least the little the bottom part of the Wii remote that tells you which number you are. You can see that I can choose the first remote that's turned on, which right now it's the only remote that I have turned on, so that'll be the only option. If there were more remotes turned on, I can actually hit right on the little right arrow. I could point and click at it, or I could just hit right on my directional pad, and that would actually cycle through the various remotes that are already turned on, so I can select which remote that player is going to play with. And again, I'm going to emphasize it because a lot of people don't get this. You have to have your remotes already turned on through the synchronizing process. So you'll want to do that before you get to this screen. So I'm going to go ahead and select the first remote here, since that's the only one I have, and you can see you can select all the swing options as well. I'm just going to leave them the way they are, and I'm going to hit the plus button when I'm done. And so now you can see the profile character's locked because I've already selected him. So that's what you'll see if you're playing with multiple profiles and and somebody has already chosen some of them. So I'm going to play against, I'll just play against Tiger as my second opponent. I'm going to select him. Now notice that if I cycle over, there are no other options. You can see the little Wii remote thing is flashing. My only other option is CPU. So I'm actually hitting, you can see I'm hitting the left arrow on my directional pad to cycle over to CPU instead of assigning him a remote. So by doing this, he's obviously going to be a computer-controlled character, and I can go ahead and select his difficulty, whatever I want. Now, if this was going to be the second player and I was playing with one of my friends, I would actually hit right on the directional pad, and again, that would select the next remote that's turned on. So in this case, I'm going to be playing against Tiger as a computer opponent, so I'm just going to put him on CPU and hit the plus button to signify that I'm done. It'll ask me if I'm done. I hit plus again. And so now it's set up, and I'm just going to pick my match, and then we'll pick the rest of the options in the game, and we're good to go. So that's it. I hope this helped you guys, and if you have any questions, you can post them below, and I'll answer them if I get a chance. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.